So here I have it's a LED headlamp. Honks. Okay, it's the H11, but uh, but all the LED ones are very much similar. They have an LED instead of incandescent lamp, and I think that the incandescent ones are actually better because you have less parts. Because how this works is you actually have a series of LEDs. There's 3 here. And if any of those LEDs break, then the electricity can't flow through there. Whereas the incandescent lamp, you just have a one coil. And so as long as that coil is okay. I only had this a year and it started going on me. So that's why I would actually prefer to buy the older version. Now, I do have an LED tester here, and it can it can actually test the voltage. So I'm just gonna see what orientation, because these are like diodes there. You can see that this side's going up, so it's 9 volts. That means that each of these LEDs is 3 volts. So you have 3 of them. Then if we flip it around, just using the LED tester here, and we get 9 volts. So if one of those breaks, you can just replace, I would actually replace it with a higher wattage, maybe each one 2 watt or something like that. And then we can also put power to the main device and see how much voltage that it needs. And this is taking about 15 volts, so which is fine. That means that it's 2 9 volts in series. So if one of those sides goes, the whole thing won't work. So we're getting about 16 volts, so they're in series there. I don't think that there's a resistor in there. So I would hate to throw this whole thing out, but what you can do is just using a heat gun, we can replace those to order. It doesn't have to be even the same size. You could kind of just put 3 of these big bad guys in there. I don't know why they use these small ones. You could use a higher wattage one, like a 2 watt, 3 volt surface mount LED. And you can't see it. I'll show you underneath the scope what the circuitry looks like, because you can't really see it well there. So let's go on the scope and have a look. You can actually see from the main bezel, you had the main track that comes out here, and it goes through each of these, and you can see that this LED is actually a little bit burnt there. So it could have been like a bad contact. So, but you have 1, 2, 3, and each of these are 3 volts. And so what you could do is replace these guys, and they don't have, you could use a little bit more room. You could connect, like if your LED is a little bit bigger, you could put one big LED right here, and then you could put one down here, and just scrape these pads, and then just use some liquid solder and put it on. So you could put one here, here, and here, if any of these goes. Okay, and it's the same on the other side. I just scraped it so that I could test the voltage, which I did, and yeah, so that's the idea. But actually, if I do order a new one, I'm not going to do LED, because again, when the more components you have, the more potential you have for something to go wrong. And the quality of things today is not as good as in the past. incandescent lights could last 10 years. This only lasted 1 year. It's because you have more components. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, so they need to start using protection diodes. So if there's any, like when the car starts on and there will be a spike voltage, you can have reverse voltage diode between these two tracks. I don't know if there's a more expensive version of this, but if you put a reverse flywheel diode in here, it will save and it'll use the reverse current, because these will have a reverse current breakdown on these LEDs, and that's what I presume that is happening on them. Anyways, hope this helps, and that your car lamps are back and working. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. So here I also found that there was this little IC in here. I think it's this IC that was the problem too. It's a current limiter, I think. It's a 6312. Couldn't find any statistics or data sheet on about that. There are some diodes in there, but they're not flywheel diodes. They're so that you can do reverse polarity, so you can connect your light in either way and it'll work. So yeah, anyways. So hopefully this has fixed your problem. If it has, give a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, I am an author as well on Amazon. So if you want to support the channel, you can go to amazon.com or .ca and type in my name. It's Benjamin Newson. And I've just recently published a couple books. My very first novel is called Heart of Stone. It's an interesting story about the end times. And this guy's having dreams, and then his dreams become real in a science fiction novel. I also have other book called Unlocking Your Mind about memory tricks for studying techniques, as I'm a teacher, so several years there. And over the Great Wall, I've written about my life experiences 7 years abroad in China. So have a good day, and I'll see you in the next repair video.